Hey everyone. For my project, I wanted to conduct a research survey about Plaquenil. In light of recent hoarding of the drug, I wanted to see how far people would actually go to get the drug and to see if additional information might be able to change their minds. So I began with a little background information on the drug. I explained that Plaquenil is a drug that has shown some initial success in treating COVID patients, but how it will definitely need further testing before we have sufficient data. I also stated that there are definitely side effects that come with the drug. So I began the first question with a pretty general and open question. If you had the coronavirus, would you be willing to try this medication? As you can see, 74 people chose yes and 36 people chose no. I kind of figured that the results would line up like this just because there are some side effects that I did mention in the drug, and it really hasn't been tested yet. So that's why maybe 36 people said no. And for the 74 people who said yes, if you had the coronavirus, you might be willing to try anything to alleviate symptoms. And then as I moved into question two, I wanted to think about adding another piece of information to see if people would change their mind regarding the drug. So in question two, I stated, if I told you there was a limited supply of the medication, would you still be willing to get this medication for either yourself or a family member? And now we can see the number is only 54 as opposed to 74 in the previous question. So this is definitely a true fact. There is a limited supply of the medication. Throughout the United States right now, there's a shortage in the Plaquenil drug because of reports of people hoarding the drug, often just preemptively. And then again, as I moved into question three, I wanted to consider adding another small piece of information to see if I could get people to change their minds. So in question three, I stated that many patients with lupus actually need Plaquenil, but now aren't able to obtain it because of this limited supply. And then I asked, would you still try and get this medication? So for the 22 of you who said yes, I understand why you did. There's definitely a difference between clicking through a survey on a screen and having a friend, family member, or even yourself having the virus. So I understand why you clicked yes, but I'd still like to highlight the differences from question one to question three. In question one, we had 74 people click yes, and now we only have 22. So I think this definitely speaks to the power of information to speak to an issue like this. Definitely the media and Trump have portrayed or just talked about Plaquenil as some kind of miracle drug that has great potential in curing the coronavirus, but often these other little aspects aren't discussed. So that's why I wanted to include information of the drug shortage, the lupus patients who actually need Plaquenil drug. It adds another level of empathy and understanding that's very important to this issue. Thank you for taking part in the survey, and I'll further debrief in the comments below.